We're going to do another session. This is Eric Ashby from Worlds Overrun and
James McCann, All Creations.
So tonight we're going to talk about an expansion we did just recently, and one of the pieces that we've been looking at recently, which we've test printed a bunch of, is what do we call it? The Spore Mine? Is it just a Spore Mine?
Yeah, it's just a Spore Mine.
Yeah, I think it's just a Spore Mine. So the reason we wanted to bring this up is because early on when I got started with this brand, I had a couple of people poking at me for the backstories for why we create a thing, and I really prefer to leave that up to the person purchasing it. But this piece here, I felt that it'd be really fun to tell a little bit of what goes on in my head when we design a piece. Now, you wanna hold one of those guys up and show everybody? So this is, I think that's the short one, and it's got a big base, but basically it's a fungus, or the idea was that it was a fungus, and it was a mine that would release spores that would contaminate your armies and cause them damage. And most of the Thorn stuff was really originally designed for Tyranid, but also, H.R. Giger, aliens, any sort of biomechanical stuff, excuse me, really interested me for the world that is Thorn. And these little guys here, these were a lot of fun, and I think, if I remember correctly, they print in 2 pieces?
Yeah,
so these print in 2 pieces. 3 pieces. So these print in 3 pieces, and they go together pretty nicely, and they're supportless. We try and make things supportless whenever possible. It's much easier on you guys, and it's although it's a little bit more work for us, it makes the product look a little bit nicer. But one of the other ideas was I used to read a lot of fantasy novels, and there was a lot of stories that would come up about being in like a necrotized swamp or a necrotized rainforest where you had all these mushrooms and fungi and stuff like that. And I was thinking these would be a great addition to D&D play as well, because if you get too close to these things, they're supposed to set off the mine, and you're supposed to release the spores. So we were talking about this, and it was like, hey, we're having this conversation. We need to share this with the community. So that's what we've got these here. This is the table. James holding up the table that comes with the little expansion, the mini expansion. I call it a table. It's not really a table. It's supposed to be a platform.
It's a fungi platform.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to use it both as cover and as some place to get a little bit of height, so you can see past something, or so that you can change the range on things. I know we don't really have a lot of this in every game, but in the real world, which is how I want to change games and how some of the people I play with talk about games, that thing's really cool too. That's it's a barrier. It's both hard and soft cover depending on where you are, but it's supposed to be like a fungi, coral barrier. But the idea was that I lost my train of thought. But yeah. The idea was to give you, start talking about, now I remember what it is. When you're at a higher elevation, your projectiles can go further. And it's something we don't really have in most tabletop, but it's something I want to see more of, and something that I want to talk more about with how you see and where your cover is, or where your characters are based on field of view, which is all about height and latitude, as well as what's behind one thing or another. These are really cool. These are fascinating as well. I came up with a design where somebody said, can we have some viney barrier stuff that we can't crawl through? And my first thought was to do something like a mangrove, but mangroves, although we've done stuff that looks mangrovey for the grove trees, for the world of grove, I thought that this should look much more, not necessarily Tyranid, but more like the world of Thorn, where It's like tendrily. Do we have both of them, or we only have the one?
Only have the one right now.
We only have the one right now. But yeah, this is some of the stuff that we've been looking at, and we released this almost a month ago. We were just talking about it again today, because the spore pods are really, they're one of the more fun things I designed, and it hidden in them is a death's head face or death's head mask kind of thing, which is really just holes in them for venting out spores. But yeah, man, this is some of the stuff that we're looking at, and we may do more stuff like this in the future. But right now, this is the set that we're going to release, or that we've already released. And we wanted to show that off. And James asked me to make two of them. Can you hold up? Can you hold up one of them again? Show the side profile. Yeah. So the pod and the stalk print separately from the base, if I remember correctly, right?
The head's cut in half at the top.
Right.
The body flips over and prints upside down. And then the base prints. So everything prints flat on the bed.
So the stalk is got all of these like hairy, gross, tendrily things. I had to deal with some poison ivy recently, and the poison ivy vines are all hairy. And that's kind of where I got the idea for that. And I was thinking about how cool it would be to go in there and like paint that and make it look all like brown and brown and hairy, like a furry kind of thing, like something that's, really alive, kind of gross. So I really hope that I don't know how you guys want to handle this, but I'm really hoping that this is going to be those people that are going to pick these up are going to paint them and make them look really, really nasty, like really gross, kind of like fungus that we see out in the woods and stuff, where you find LBMs, which stands for little brown mushrooms.
This terrain here, this particular series of it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's 3 or 4 different designs of this in different shapes. This works great as a vine-based tentacle type thing in a desert scene, a jungle scene, but it can also work in underwater themes and be painted into light blues and whites. And it'd be a plant that's growing on the bottom of the ocean. So I mean, your options are limitless.
I didn't even think about that, but that's a really good point. And, a lot of the stuff that we make can be very versatile. I mean, even those the spore mines, honestly, they do. Now that you mentioned James, they do remind me of some. There's some algae, not algae. There's some seaweed that kind of looks like that, where they've got little floaty air pockets that help the seaweed stay upright. And the spore pod could be used in that sense as well. Right. But originally it was supposed to be, not that I'm trying to counter this, I'm just saying, the original design is that it's a mine. It's a destructive device. But if you're just looking for some sort of algae or seaweed kind of thing, you could definitely operate as that too. So that'd be really kind of cool. I didn't even think about that.
Well, and you have a really strange DM like I would be. I would have it sitting at the entrance of something as a talking plant that I would make my adventurers interact with and possibly die if they answered wrong.
All I could think of is the I know this is super old and totally dates me, but all I can think of is the Monty Python French guy.
Exactly.
You got it.
Smacking his helmet, talking to King Arthur.
Now, also we need to point out to everybody, this is just the stuff that I've personally printed so far. And I got busy and need to go back and finish. But we also have the arena, and we have the barrier walls. And there was a few other pieces that were part of that set. But to get full details on this expansion, all you got to do is go to www.worldsoverrun.com, and it's the Thorn Tangle Expansion.
And it's only $25.
I mean, it's a cheap expansion.
Yeah, and like I said the other night, anytime you guys want to scale stuff up and down, we're perfectly okay with that. but we really don't appreciate you editing the files. If you want to mod them afterwards, again, I'm still going to recommend every time. I'm going to recommend Epoxy Sculpt for modding pieces because it's such a great product. And you know what? Now I think about it, you know what? I know we mentioned polyfill last time, but polyfill for the WOR cloud, that could be really cool. You have it coming out and having it like painted like neon green or something.
Yep.
Oh, that would be wicked cool. You could have it hooking on the hooks, on the root hooks.
Yep.
Oh man, that'd be so neat. But yeah, we just wanted to reach out to you guys tonight, let you know some of the stuff that's going on. We're going to keep trying to show you guys new stuff that we're developing, both for you guys in the community, but also to just start a conversation. So if you guys want to get involved in what we're doing, you want to give us feedback, as long as you're polite about it, we're more than happy to talk to you about things.
And if you're not, just send us a message. I'll respond.
I won't.
But you can email us. The website has an email form that you can email directly to us, or join the World's Overrun Facebook group and interact there with the rest of the WOR community, or just catch us on one of the forums, because we're in all the 3D printing forums and gaming forums.
Yeah, and also, if you guys want to print something and show us your mod,
we'd love to see it.
I'm always looking for the next person that's going to mod stuff. The coolest mods I've seen so far came out of Alaska. One of the guys printed an entire table of Thorn stuff, just so happens. He also printed some other things.
For a Star Wars campaign.
For a Star Wars campaign. And
it worked perfectly.
Yeah, and that was probably the most exciting thing I've seen so far.
Yeah.
We love to see what you guys do with the stuff. So please post in the group, post around, send us a link to where you've got your pictures. We'd love to see them. We always like showing off what our users do with the product.
Yeah, and also, if you guys have a really great game and you want to record it, that's always a plus too, because again, we're always excited to see what's going on out there that we're not able to be a part of personally. So please share what you can. And I think that more people need to be sharing their games. If we want to grow the community, not just for the 3D printing, but also for the gaming. People need to be showing why it's so cool and so much fun and so entertaining. So I'm just going to say that to you guys. Consider that too. The more people that play, the stronger the community is, the better stuff that'll come out of it.
And as always, if you have ideas you think we should be pursuing, send us a message. We're happy to hear anyone out. And we may use that idea as part of our Patreon, because we now have a Patreon page. You can find a link on our website. It's on the front page. A lot of our customers and a lot of the community were pushing us towards that, so we decided, even though we weren't that familiar with Patreon, we'd give it a go. And so far, the response has been fantastic. It's growing fast. And we've got a lot of files that are available as soon as you sign up, and we're doing a lot of files every month. And that won't stop us from doing our Kickstarters and our expansions. We're going to still be doing that as well.
Yeah, we've got something planned for hopefully later in the year that I'm hoping that is going to really blow everybody away. But we got to deal with what's on our plate first. So
Exactly.
Anyway, I hope everybody has a nice night, and remember, elevate your gaming.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.